Hey, if quick fixes really worked, wouldn't we all be in shape? Wouldn't we all be financially free and living the lives of our dreams? But that's not how it works, right? So today I'm going to just kind of tell you why quick fixes don't work. And as I'm saying that, I feel like you already know they don't work. We all know quick fixes don't work, but we keep falling for them. But anyway, maybe that's another video for another time. And when I talk about quick fixes, I'm not just talking about weight loss, even though that will be my focus because I am in the coaching fitness industry for the last 20 years. And so that's where my expertise is. But we'll also talk about money, um, health, and just success in general. Okay. So I want you to think about this. If right now I said, I will help you be a millionaire overnight. I actually, I'm going to help you build real wealth overnight. Let's go there. Okay. You probably pause. You might be like, you might be interested. You probably pause because you know deep down that it takes consistency, it takes strategy, it takes some time, some know-how, right, to really build wealth for the long term. So you know that. But when it comes to our bodies, I feel like the people I talk to, work with, they throw that out the window. They think in 2 weeks they can have the body of their dreams without building the habits. But it does require a shift in lifestyle, just as if you're trying to build wealth, it's going to take a little longer than overnight. Let's do a better one. Another analogy. Let's go lottery, right? People spend money on lottery. My mom spends money on the lottery. Not a lot. I know a lot of people do. I play it every so often, but I'm not really a lotto player. Thus, I haven't won. Everyone's waiting for that big win, right? When the Powerball gets to, one time it was like almost $1 billion or something. It was crazy. People were buying things left and right. They're waiting for the big win, but statistically, you're not going to win. And if you do win, most people, statistics show that most people are back to their lifestyle, maybe a little less, in less than a year or two. Because they didn't sustain the habits. They don't know how to hold $1 billion. Right now, if I gave you $1 billion, be like, I'm gonna go to a yacht, I'm gonna go fly to Ibiza, I'm going to Spain, right? I'm gonna hook my family up, and then next thing you know, you're broke because you did not learn how to sustain that amount of money, invest it, whatever we need to do to hold on to $1 billion. Most people, or even 1 million, right? If you're not used to that, you're going to go back. And that's exactly what happens with quick weight loss, right? You might lose the weight, but then you gain it back. And I've seen it countless times because there's no structure, there's no accountability, you didn't build any habits. And I'm talking about the lotto winner and the person trying to lose weight quickly. It comes right back. And I have a lot of clients that start with me, they start seeing results, but they leave early from the program and then they come back because they haven't built the structure. They just got excited that they lost some weight, right? Let's think about the housing market. And I'm going to go back and age myself. 2008, everyone was getting homes. Well, actually, it was like 2006, 2007. Everybody was getting homes because somehow the lenders had decided that you didn't have to prove your proof of income, right? So I could say I'm making $200,000 a year when I'm only making 50. Or I could have said I made $500,000, so I'm going to be pre-approved for this house. And then you might be able to afford, what happened was you might be able to afford they were doing amortization and all this other stuff, but you could afford it for the first couple months, but when the interest rate changed, now you would have to pay more, right? And so basically people couldn't. That's why they were losing their homes, because they got in a quick housing scheme, right? They know that they didn't make that amount of money. The realtor knew, everyone knew, but then they were homeless, right? Because they wanted a house quickly instead of saving, putting the money down, spending within your limits, and all that. So I say all that just to say we need to reframe kind of the questions we're asking, specifically around health, but if we're talking about money, buying things, whatever. So we're going to say, so instead of asking, what's the fastest way I can lose weight? What can I do? Start asking, what can I do consistently so for my body long term? Right? Because you want to lose the weight, but you don't want to gain it back, right? So it's better to take a little longer, 6 months to a year to get to that than 3 weeks. I guess if you're going on a cruise or something, that's fine, but then you're going to go right back to that because then you're going to go back to your lifestyle, right? Because this is where the real transformations happens, not in a week, not in a quick fix, but day after day consistency. My mentors always say consistency is the mother of mastery, okay? Those small everyday things, the boring, the mundane, that is what will get you to lasting results, no side effects, anything of that nature. And if you've been stuck in the cycle of starting over, trying the next thing, not seeing results, this might be your sign to try a different approach because it's not working, right? If the quick fix worked, you would only have to do a quick fix one time, right? So your body is just needing real things. I always say human biology has not changed in 1,000 years. We're complex houseplants. That's what I say. We need water, we need sun, we need some food, we need movements. Do you know plants move? If you ever see them, they open and close, right? So I just came on to say that the quick fixes, not only do they not work and you go back, that's the worst thing, right? But when we're talking about our health and wellness, there's side effects. I've been in this game for 20 years. I've seen everything from Fin to South Beach, intermittent fasting, juicing, keto. And I'm not saying some of these things do or don't work, but a lot of these things, especially when you're talking about medical things, they have been banned after. So I would just lay low on anything that has not been out longer than a year or 2 years. Wait for things to pass, because if something happens, it may be irreversible. And you don't want that, right? We want to be healthy, longevity. It's about longevity. It's about living long, feeling good, right? You could have lost 20 pounds, but you feel terrible every day, right? You feel horrible every day. So like, is it the quality of life you want, or are we just going for the quick fix? So don't fall for it. I know it's all around, but I am here to kind of give you some information so that you won't fall for the quick fixes, that you go in for the long run.